Hey, welcome to episode number 22 in the Paul Nichols podcast show. Today we're going to be covering how to create a digital product step by step and start taking payments in the next 24 hours. So let's dive in. So today's episode, I'm going to be walking you through the 4 steps that you can take starting today to actually create your own digital product. So how much do I actually know about creating digital products on the internet? Well, this is just one of my accounts that I've been using over the last so many years, and you can see 983,000. So this is just under $1 million, and these are relatively small information courses and products that I've sold on the internet over the last so many years. So I've been doing this stuff for many years, over a decade, and I know this stuff inside out, back to front, upside down. So I'm going to show you right now how you can create your own product easily and then start selling it on the internet and start taking payments and start making some money. Now, of course, there is a process that you need to follow, and also there are things that you need to learn. But I'm going to break this down for you in 4 easy and simple steps. So you can go out there today, hopefully, and start creating your own digital product so you can start making some online sales in your business. Now, many years ago, I was faced with this same situation. I wanted to make a product and I wanted to just make some sales. I had some information that I wanted to sell. So I made a course, but I actually wanted to sell it online on the internet to start making money, and I wasn't sure how to do it. But over the last so many years, I've learned how to do this again and again and again. In fact, over the last 10 years, I've probably sold over 100 information products. It's probably a little bit more than that. I've lost count now, in all honesty, but it's well over 100. And there are certain things that you need to know how to do. You need to know exactly how to make a product, how to get that information to your customer, how to take payments, and lots of other things in between. So I totally understand that if you've never sold anything before on the internet, I understand that it can be quite intimidating and also quite difficult to get your head around how you actually make this process work. But I'm going to explain exactly how to do it, starting from step number 1, which is creating the product. So you need to create the product. Whatever type of course it is, it could be an ebook, it could be a video series, it could be a podcast that you sell, it could even be a physical item, but I would stay away from the physical items for now. Yes, they do have a place on the internet, and you can create some type of a store where you can sell physical goods, and you can do that. But today we're going to focus on digital products. So creating the product is the very first thing you need to do. You have a choice between an ebook and a video series, generally. There are other ways you can create content. Of course, you can do coaching, you can do live webinars, and you can do podcasts, and there's a few other ones as well. But the ebook and the video series are the 2 main ways, the 2 main types of courses that you're going to be selling and possibly buying as well. Maybe you've already bought courses online on the internet and you've maybe gone through video training and some ebooks, but these are still 2 of the most popular ways how vendors like myself deliver their information on the internet. So you've got a choice between a video series and an ebook. Now, both of them have got pros and cons. I personally have done mostly video courses over the last so many years. This is something that I've just preferred to do. Part of it is probably because I prefer to learn from video. Not only that, but I tend to be pretty good at making videos. A lot of my customers in the past have said that they like to watch my videos because I explain things in a very easy to understand way. So this is one of the reasons why I like to make video courses. You might be someone that you would rather read than you would watch a video course, and that's absolutely fine. don't get too hung up on what you should make, whether that's going to be an ebook or a video course. It doesn't really matter. What is important though is that you actually create the product. Now, for today's example, we're going to go down the route of an ebook, because I can explain to you today how to do it for free and very, very easily. If you were to create a video series, a video course, there are extra steps in the process that you would need to learn how to do. I will just explain them very quickly. So if you were to make a video course, you would need to find or perhaps buy some video software so you can make the videos. You then need to know how to make the video. So you then need a microphone, like what I'm doing right now. You need to choose some software. As I said, you might need to buy it. You then need to understand about how to actually make the video and how to edit the video and then produce it. Make sure the sound is good, make sure the picture is good. Is it going to be a screen capture video like what I do, or is it going to be you sat in a chair talking to the camera? So there's different setups that you may need to learn how to do. And then it doesn't stop there. Once you've learned how to make the actual video, you then need to host that video somewhere. So you can use free hosting platforms, video platforms, or, and this is what I recommend you do because it's a lot more professional, is you put your video on some type of a platform where you pay for it to be there. It's very, very cheap. You know, you're talking pennies per month. But there's certain video platforms out there that I use, and I put all of my videos there, and then I pay that company a monthly fee depending how much bandwidth and how many gig of videos I have on that platform. So you can do that. And this is the best way to do it, because you can then protect your videos, and then you can put them videos on a particular page where people can go and access those videos. Or you could just send those videos to your customers on their own individually. It's up to you. There's different ways to do it. However, that is a bit more complex and that will take a bit more time, and you will need to learn a bit more about video creation, video production and all of that. The easiest way to do it though is to create an ebook. An ebook is the easiest way to do it. Now, many years ago, you used to have to create an ebook and then convert it into a PDF. And then that PDF document, I'm sure you've gone through PDF documents before. Yeah, they're all over the web. People give you PDFs in all different industries. PDFs work fine. However, you need somewhere to host the PDF. So that PDF document, yeah, which is going to be your product, would need to be hosted somewhere. However, I've got a free option, so don't worry about that. The option is you can use something called, and you probably already know this, if you don't, then you can head over right now and start using it. Google Docs. So you can use Google Docs to actually create your product and then make sure that it is set to public, and then you can just give your customer the link to the document. So within this document, it's just basically like a PDF. You can create it just like a PDF, and you can even create a PDF from this as well, but you don't need to. Leave it in the Google Doc, and I'm saying do this because this is the easiest possible way. These 4 steps that I'm giving you in today's episode are the easiest ways to create a product, because you know we want to do it quickly. We want speed. You don't want to be sat around for months messing around learning how to do all these technical different things. Yeah. So Google Docs is absolutely fine. I often use Google Docs to create reports in my business and then deliver them to my customers and subscribers, because all you do is get the link from the Google Doc and then deliver it. It's really, really easy. So Google Docs is a great option to use to create your ebook. And that is it. That is all you do to create your product. Use Google Docs. Once your ebook is complete and all of the information within your product is in the Google Doc, you grab the link and then you're ready to go to the next step. Now within the Google Doc, of course, you can include pictures, you know, all different types of text. You can use different fonts, different colors. So there's lots of different ways to customize the text and everything within the document. So you are good to go. The next stage, step number 2, is how to take payments. So taking payments, of course, is important because you want to make money. You have some different options here. You can either upload your ebook to a marketplace. There are different marketplaces out there on the web where you can upload your product to that marketplace and then sell your digital product through that marketplace. But when you do it, when you use their platform to sell your product, you may, and this is how it generally works, you generally will have to pay them a percentage of your sale from your product. For example, if you made a $25 sale from your ebook, you may have to pay the marketplace a couple of bucks or a few bucks. It depends how much they charge. This is something that you can find out when you sign up to these different marketplaces. So that's one way to do it. And this is how I've done it over the years. The reason why I do it, and don't worry about losing a couple of bucks from each sale, because what you lose from each payment, from each sale that you make, you're going to gain in massive convenience, because you're able to put your product on a marketplace, you're able to connect everything up, you're able to create sales pages, and most of the time you're able to take on affiliates as well. So if anyone spots your product and they like it, they can then sign up as an affiliate and then promote that and send you customers for free. And then you just give them a commission, a cut of the payment. So if it's 25 bucks, you could give them 15 bucks or 12 bucks or 10 bucks for selling the item. So they make a bit of money. You make some money for doing absolutely nothing at all. And then also you still get a brand new customer in your business. And that's obviously called affiliate marketing. This is how it works. But as a vendor, as a product owner and a product seller, you are in complete control of this entire process because it's your product and you have put the product on this platform. So you can take payments by putting the product onto a marketplace, a digital marketplace. There's lots out there. It's not something we're going to cover in today's episode because I want to run through these 4 steps and keeping it as simple as possible. So you choose a marketplace to put your digital product onto. Sometimes you will need a PayPal account to then connect your PayPal account to the marketplace. You don't always have to use PayPal. There's other options that you can use. So it isn't a case of you have to use PayPal. But every marketplace is slightly different. So when it comes to you choosing a marketplace, just choose wisely. Have a look at all of the features that they have. And most of the marketplaces out there will have pros and cons. Yeah, they're all slightly different, but there's some really good ones. So just have a look around and you can then choose a marketplace to put your digital product onto. You then connect your payment processor. So then when you create the actual sales page, you've then got a buy button that you get from the marketplace. You put it on the sales page, and then once the product is activated and it's live, boom, you're ready to make money. Now all of a sudden you're generating sales and money on the internet. Of course, there's a little bit more to understand first before you can actually get money into your account and then you can withdraw that into your bank. So we're now going to cover that. So the next step is keeping your customers' details. So once you make a sale from your ebook, so let's say this is your sales page here. Let's just put SP, right, sales page. So once you make a sale from that product, you also want to capture those details of the customer that purchased your product. And this is very, very important because This is more important than the actual money that you make, believe it or not. Hard to believe, I know, and it's something that as a beginner many years ago, it was difficult to understand why obtaining the customer's details was more important than it was actually making the money. I mean, to be fair, they're both very important. Of course, you wouldn't ever trade one for the other because you need to make money to stay in business, but equally you also still need your customers' details because this is how you grow your business. It's no good just making the sale and then you let your customer disappear into the abyss, because that isn't how you grow a successful internet business. You need customers and you need repeat customers. You're not going to get any repeat customers if you make a sale and then that customer just disappears. Yeah? If they've spent money with you, there's a good chance that they will buy more of your stuff in the future. There's no guarantee, but if they've bought a product from you and they enjoy it, then there's a very good chance that they will spend more money with you in the future. So it's very important that you keep their details. And this is how you do it. So as I said, you've got the sales page here, you make the money, you make the sale, and then from the sales page, you enter your customer into what they call an autoresponder or email service provider. So once you have an email service provider, you can create a particular list within your email service provider, within your autoresponder, and you can call it whatever the product's called. So then every time someone buys your product, that person gets entered into a particular list from the product that you just sold. So then in the future, if you've got any updates to that product, you can automatically look at who's purchased that product and then email those people, email those customers. And this is why it's very important. So that isn't the only reason why you keep an email list, not just to give updates, but if you've got any additional products, like I said earlier, if you've got any additional offers, any additional discounts, any additional products that you release in the future, your customers may spend more with you in the future. And this is very important. This is the backbone of a successful internet-based business, is repeat customers. So well and good you making some sales one time, but you will go out of business very quickly if you only ever rely on people just seeing your product as they're walking by and then they come and buy it. A lot of the money is made in repeat customers, repeat transactions. So that is why you need to be building your email list off the back of any product that you make and you sell on the internet. Now the last thing we're going to cover is segmenting your product lists. For this, we're going to say the product that you've just purchased or sold. For instance, let's just say this is, to keep this nice and simple, let's say this is product number 1, just for example. So you've just started your information business, and let's say you've just created your first product, and of course it's going to have a name, but for this example we'll just call it product number 1. So you've just sold product number 1, and within your email list, what you want to do is have segments. You need to segment your email list into different products. So this list is product number 1. Obviously it's going to have a name. You can name it whatever you want, but let's just call it, for this example in today's episode, product number 1. So this is where all of your customers are that have purchased that product. So you may have 200. So let's say 200 people have purchased that product, which is product number 1. A few weeks later, you might decide to then create another product, and you create another segment, another list within your email list. So if you can imagine, your email list is just a platform that you use, and within your email list you've got segments that you can create. Yeah, it's really easy to do. This is really basic stuff. So once you start to get into autoresponders and you work out how this works, it's really simple stuff. So don't get hung up on this. We'll call this product number 2. So product number 2 is something that you create for your second product. Yeah, product number 2. And you sell this, say, 3 months later. So what you do is when you sell this, you use the exact same process. You put it onto the digital marketplace. You can then advertise it and let other people promote it and make sales of your product if you want to. You don't have to have an affiliate program. It's entirely up to you. But it's kind of a bit of a no-brainer because other people will send you sales and customers for free, and all you do is give them a percentage of the sale. It's basic stuff, and it works, and it's a great way to build a business. So you create another product, and before you even start to generate sales, you have 200 people here from the last product that you sold that you can email, and you can then tell them and say, hey, I've just created this brand new product. I mean, you don't obviously say it like this. I normally use a bit of a pre-sale, a bit of a warm-up. I often send my customers and subscribers to a video explaining about what the product is and how it can benefit them in their business, etc., etc. So there's obviously a bit more of a process, a bit more of a plan to follow, rather than just, hey, I've got a new product. But I'm sure you understand. So these 200 people, you can email them and you can then sell them product number 2. Let's say product number 2, you make another 250 sales. Of course, there will be some overlap. Out of these 250 people that have purchased your product, 70 of them could be from the customers that you generated from product number 1. So all of a sudden, you've now got another 180 fresh customers in your email list. Yeah. So then you go out and create product number 3. And each time you create these new products, you create a new segment. So you need to segment each product so you know who has purchased which product. This is very, very important. A lot of people don't do this. So then, and this is going to be the last example because I think you're going to understand it after this. So then, product number 3, let's say we make 350 sales. And of course, there will be some overlap. Out of those 350 sales, some of the people that have purchased your first 2 products may purchase product number 3. So let's say 90 people of your customers that have already purchased your previous courses before, they purchased product number 3. But you've now got an extra 260 customers as well. Yeah? So 90 people from your own email list have already purchased product number 3, which means 260 are people that are fresh customers. So now, all of a sudden, you've got hundreds and hundreds of customers, and this just snowballs over time. Of course, these numbers are just for example. You might make more sales than 200 or 250 and 350. You could do less. In fact, my first product that I ever sold on a marketplace, it did about 300 sales. And I was really pleased. I was really happy. This was 2012. So a long time ago now. But this is how it works. And this is step number 4, segmenting your lists. So that is why you need You absolutely need and you must segment your lists. So at some point in the future, you're going to have multiple segments of different products that you've created. Now, don't get too hung up on this and don't look too far into the future, because you might be wondering, well, Paul, after I've made like 15 products, does that mean I'm going to have 15 different email lists? Well, yes, I mean, you could. One of the things that I also do is I create a master list as well. So I have one main list and I call that my master list, and every person from every list is on that. So yeah, they are duplicates. Of course, that will take up space in your email service provider, but this is important because when you want to send emails out, you don't then have to tick the box or include all of these different segments. You can just email from your one main master list. But we won't get into that today because that's for a whole new episode. That's more advanced stuff. So that is how to create and sell your own digital product step by step and start taking payments in the next 24 hours. Selling digital products on the internet and learning exactly how to do it and the process which allows you to actually do it is one of the best things that you can ever learn, because this is the backbone of your online business, is selling actual products that you own yourself and you have full control over. Now, this is something that you want to learn more of, and you want to know exactly how to start creating your own digital product business and start building a full-time internet-based business. Then go over and grab my 7-day bootcamp. In this bootcamp, I'm going to teach you how to create your own internet-based business and start taking sales in your business in the next 30 days. So the bootcamp is completely free. You can go over there. The link will be below this video if you're watching this on video. If you're watching this or listening to this on one of our podcast platforms, simply just go to coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp and you can go over there, grab the free bootcamp and start going through the training from today. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode very soon. Take care.